Morning, folkers. Snobzilla Gorilla, aka The Definition, coming at y'all with another short video. Some good news coming out of Virginia. The assault weapons ban bill that included the high capacity magazine ban and other things, bump stock and all that, has been tabled for now. Okay, so basically the state senate said we're not going to push this through. You know what I'm saying? But what's going to likely happen is they're probably going to bring it back up next year after, you know, the sheeple calm down, or after what they feel are the sheeple calms down and all this shit dies down. So this is the key. Even though we won that small victory in Virginia, and I'm gonna tell you why we won. We won because we got in their face and said, "Oh no, hell no!" And not only that, but also the sheriffs in those counties saying that they're not going to enforce the laws. That might have gone a long way to have the legislators say, "You know what? Let's not do this right now, because how are we going to answer for that? You know, and how are we really going to be able to send a National Guard to enforce these laws for us?" You know what I mean? So, you know, it was the people going down to the Capitol saying, "No, this ain't gonna crack." It was the sheriffs. It was the YouTube community shedding light on the bullshit, and probably had a lot to do with how Governor Northam is a racist pig, you know, with his blackface bullshit going on. You know what I'm saying? So listen, I mean, this is good, right? But like I said, next year this shit might come up again. So we always got to stay on point. We got to stay on our toes. You know what I'm saying? Now, some might argue, oh, well, that's why it's important to go out and vote and this, that, and the third. And if you don't vote, you ain't got nothing to say. And, you know, I think it's the opposite. I think if you do vote, you ain't got shit to say. Because this piece of legislation that they tried to push through was not, we didn't have a say in it. Okay? A congressperson initiated this bill and started pushing it through. You know, they heard public comments, which is not the same thing as a vote. People going down and actually showing their face and say, "We will not comply with this if you do this, and if you do this, we know you're tyrants, and we ain't gonna have that." That's not voting. That's going out there and saying, "Look, this ain't popping. You know, leave our rights alone." You know. But when you go out and vote, what you did vote for were the people that are pushing this legislation. The people voted for them to be in the office, and they're the ones pushing this BS legislation. So voting got us in this pickle in the first place. You know, it did. It just did. It got us in this pickle in the first place. And when you tell people to go out and vote, they might not. The people that you tell to go out and vote might not believe in freedom as much as you do. So you're telling people who don't love freedom as much as you to go out and vote for anti-freedom bullshit. The bills that do come through, that we are able to vote on, you're telling these people who are not as freedom loving as you to go out and vote for some anti-freedom shit. So you're telling everybody to go out and vote. Just because people watch your content, or just because people follow you on Facebook or different platforms, that doesn't mean that they are going to agree with everything you say. So when you tell them, when you encourage them to go out and choose something, choose rules or choose rulers that will affect you, then you're telling them to go out and vote to have your freedoms taken away. Because that's what they're doing. That's what democracy is all about. Democracy is about the majority dictating what is going to happen to the minority that might not have anything to do with what the majority wants. So that's what you're telling people to do when you tell them to go vote. Oh, well, I hope my way. I hope it goes my way. You know, and if it doesn't, oh well, that's democracy. Nah, I ain't with that. What it is if you want something to happen in your area or however you want it to happen, go ahead and have that happen. If you want a ruler, then pick a ruler for yourself. And the people that also want rulers, if they want the same ruler, then have them pick that ruler for themselves. And then they follow the dictates of that ruler. And I don't have to. That's really what this is all about. That's what freedom is all about. You're free to have rulers rule over you if that's what you want. But I should also be free to not have rulers rule over me or have or follow the opinions or the arbitrary dictates of a tyrant or a fucking oppressor. I don't want that for myself. I want to rule over myself, and I want to be the leader of my family, which I am. I am the king of my household, and that's how it should be. That's the only kingship that you should be able to rule over is your own family in your own household, as long as you have their best intentions and as long as you have what's good in your heart affecting them. See, like I always tell my children, when I tell them something, they might not like what I tell them to do, but I always tell them, I said, I will never tell you to do anything that will bring harm to you or to your siblings. So everything I tell you to do is for your own good. It's not to go against you. It's not to harm you. It's not to hurt you. That's what I tell my children. And I prove that when they do it, nothing happened. Nothing bad happened. You know, they might have to sweep a floor. They might have to clean up after themselves. But what happened after that, they might not want to do it because it's not fun to clean up for some people. You know, you sitting there wiping the table down or sweeping up. You know what I'm saying? It's a task that you might not want to do. But I tell you to do it because after you're done, look what happened. You cleaned up. It's nice and clean. Your area is nice and clean. Now you can go play video games, or you can play with your toys. You can go upstairs and play hide and seek and play tent and all that other shit, and go outside and ride your bikes. You know what I mean? Within a reasonable distance, because sex trafficking and all that shit is on the rise, especially in LA. Yeah, fuck that. You got to stay within. When I was a kid, I know I'm diverging into a story here. When I was a kid, I used to be able to ride down the street on my bike when I was like my oldest daughter's age, 8, 9, 10 years old. And I used to be able to just ride my bike anywhere throughout the entire neighborhood. I used to be able to ride down a big ass hill, right? So where I live, when I was growing up, down the street, there were the hills, the hills over there, and they had this real steep incline. And we used to ride our bikes everywhere. We used to ride our bikes up and down the hill on fucking traffic flying through, and it just, we were able to do that. And kidnappings happen, of course, but not as often as they happen now. Your kids get snatched up mad quick. Anyway, so, and that's how it should be, because they're kids, they need to be guided, okay? They need to be molded, but once they become adults, my hope is that I don't ever have to tell them what to do ever again in their life. I won't have to force them to do anything that they don't want to do. Now, I will be there for guidance and to help them, for advice, things like that. But that's it. That's all I want from someone I look up to that inspires me. I don't want them to dictate anything to me. But if they have guidance, if they are leaders, I don't have a problem with leaders. I just have a problem with bosses and rulers. See, I'm a leader. You know what I'm saying? I lead by example. And that's the only way you can be a leader. By leading by example, showing and proving, okay? Telling someone how to do something that you know how to do yourself. That is the key to being a leader. A boss can just bark orders to anybody. Like, do this, do that, and do that, and do this. And then if they tell you, and if your employee say, hey, well, I don't know how to do it. Show me how to do it faster. I'm not going fast enough. Why don't you show me how to do it faster? If you can't do that, then you're a boss. But a leader, when they get called out, oh, you want me to do this faster? Why don't you come over here and show me how? I got you, pimpin'. And then you go over there and you show them how to do it faster. And guess what? You have their respect. Because you respected them when you told them hey man, I need you to pick it up a little bit. We got to meet a certain deadline, a certain goal. This is what has to be done. I need to do this a little faster. Oh, I'm getting stuck at this point. Can you help me figure out how to go faster? You got any tricks? Boom. All right, yeah, I got some tricks. This is how you can do it. Matter of fact, they shouldn't even have to ask you that. You should just say, look, man, I see what you're doing. I suggest you do it this way. It'll help you go faster. And then it happens. That's what leadership is all about. Rulers don't do that. Rulers don't do that. A ruler would tell you, oh, I don't want you to have that AR-15. But they're surrounded by guards, all with AR-15s or AR pistols. Scorpions, bullpups, shit like that. Shit they don't want you to have with collapsible stocks and anyway, y'all get what I'm saying. Small victory. Let's keep it up. Peace.